How to create a wormhole. What is up, alienARMy? I am Oculus, the alien next door, purveyor of esoteric lore. And on this channel, we discuss everything out of this world. So today's topic, we are just going to jump right into it. And this one is pretty exciting, if I do say so myself. So what we're talking about today is wormholes. Now, I'm sure you might have a slightly different definition of the word or the meaning of wormhole. But to me, just so we're on the same page, this is what I'm going to be talking about in context of this video. So a wormhole is a space tunnel, and I mean that quite literally, a space tunnel, because you're essentially traveling from this point in space to this point in space through this tunnel, which immediately it's like lightning speed. It kind of zaps you into that other space. So let's say that we have,
I'll just use this as an example because I'm in the United States.
We have New York, we have California. There's two separate spaces if you want to think about it. And then we have the whole country in between those motherfuckers. So a wormhole, instead of you driving across country, instead of you flying across country, what the wormhole between New York and Cali is going to do, it's going to get you there. It's gonna blend the two spaces together immediately, so that it's like zip, you're not in New York anymore, you're in fucking Cali now. So that's really what I'm going to be talking about if we want to look at it that way. It's sort of like, I don't want to say necessarily a time machine, because New York and California are both existing in the same time, right? If we want to look at it in that fashion, they're both existing in the same time. But let's say you want to observe something at the same time in California as you're observing it in New York. What's going to happen is the utilization of the wormhole. So it's sort of like teleportation, okay? It's instantaneous, but it's not like you're traveling from New York in 1941 to California in 2027, right? Because that would be more of time travel. A wormhole, by the definition that is conveyed to me, which I'm utilizing here, is just 2021 as I film this, New York, date, whatever date this is, 2021 California, date, whatever date this is. You're boom, instantaneously there. That is my definition of a wormhole. So how to create one. What you want to do, and this one just really came to me randomly, so I'm gonna kind of freestyle it. I don't have anything prepared in essence of this, but a wormhole, what you want to do when you want to think of teleportation, you want to think of energy as being immediate, okay? So you don't want to think in terms of that something is happening in the past or it's going to take you XYZ amount of days to get there. You just want to think of it from the space of you already having teleported to wheresoever you are. So this can be in terms of alignment with a new reality for yourself. It could be in terms of being on a vacation. Like it's just, there's ways to speed up time, okay?
This is essentially the gist of what I'm talking about.
So when you want to create a wormhole, you already want to see what's going on around you now, but you want to picture yourself in a different space. So if I wanted to picture myself in Bali right now, instead of where I'm at, I would just see what I'm doing through the eyes, through the physical eyes, but in my mind's eye, the all-seeing eye, the eye of Horus, the eye of the universe, I would view these circumstances as though I'm sitting on a beach in Bali, but I'm doing the exact same thing. But everything in my realm, I would taste Bali, I would touch Bali, I would be doing all of that. So when we're thinking about a wormhole, this is instantaneous travel from one space in time to another space in time, but they exist at the same time. It's just like you're warping time to your advantage so that you get there through the wormhole. So I want to picture myself in Bali. Don't know why I'm saying this, but That's what it is. So picture yourself wherever the fuck you want to be, but you're doing whatever the fuck you're doing in your present day life, but you have no regard for the time. You just see the place where you want to be. So if I wanted to picture palm trees outside my window, I would go ahead and do that. If I wanted to picture a white sand beach on my front fucking porch, that's what I'm going to do. But I'm still going to be focused on my daily activity, what I am doing, which is talking in front of a motherfucking camera. I love you, camera. That's what a wormhole is going to do. And the more that you create that sensation, that let's say I'm walking outside and I'm smelling coconuts, that would insinuate that I am already in Bali in this same time space that I am now. So the more you do that, the more you bring alive the environment in which you wish to be in. That wormhole is growing, that wormhole is expanding, and soon what's going to happen. Now here's the thing with the wormhole, okay, because I know what I talked about just now has a lot to do with manifestation and seeing it from the desire already fulfilled, right? But the wormhole is going to speed shit up. So don't try to prepare a fucking wormhole unless you're really ready to whoosh, be sucked into the vortex, whoosh, leading you into that new reality. Okay, the wormhole ain't no joke. Like you gotta buckle up, but you gotta know that you're going into the wormhole. And I would say just intend for lightning speed. That's how the wormhole works, because remember, New York, Cali, whoosh, zoom, instantaneous, you're there. So you want to charge it up, and you want to all the while, whatever works for you. For me, I'm thinking wormhole, but you could call it whatever the fuck you want. You could call it lightning bolt. I don't know what the fuck, thunderclap, I don't know what you're doing over there, okay? But you do what resonates with you. For me, I'm just thinking wormhole, okay? You get whoosh, sucked into the abyss, and you prepare it, you charge it up in that fashion. You're like, I'm already here, it's all good, I'm charged up, I'm ready to go, right? So it's sort of like, as you're doing this, you want to have your metaphorical bags packed, because what's going to happen, that wormhole is going to suck you into the vortex quicker than you realize, seemingly out of nowhere. So if you're not prepared, let's say you're in New York, you want to go to California, and you're like,
I go 3,000 miles away, blah, blah, blah.
That wormhole, ooh, he gonna suck you in, and it's like, you better make sure you have your fucking bags packed. So be prepared, everything in your environment, and this is how to induce the sensation of the wormhole. Be prepared in everything in your environment, that you have your bags packed, let's say, okay, metaphorically, physically, whatever, and you're just prepared. You're like, yep, I'm ready to quantum jump. This is really jumping a timeline in the same time space reality, right? Because you're jumping from the timeline of you being in New York, and now you're in the timeline of you being in California, but you're not going to rebel against it, because you expect the speed, you expect the swiftness. You're like, I'm ready to go. So wherever you are in your reality, even if you just want to move across the street, even if you just want to move into a new career, even if you just want to move into a new relationship, the same concept applies, because both of the realities, New York and California, they exist at the same time, right now they exist, but your perspective, are you viewing it from the desired state where you want to be, or are you viewing it from the state that you presently are in, okay? Because both of these realities already exist. You wouldn't be able to tap into that other reality space if it didn't already exist. So you're creating that sensation inside you to prepare you to be whoosh, sucked into that wormhole. And you want to really think of it in terms of instantaneous. Now you don't want to put any type of time frame on it, because remember, the time frame don't matter to the fucking wormhole. The universe doesn't see things in time. But the more that you think of instantaneous manifestation, think of Eight of Wands energy. It's like whoosh, boom. You just want to see yourself going about everything that you're doing in your daily routine, but you want to see it from the perspective of that you're already in your new reality, and you're like, this is now, this is now, this is now, this is charging up that wormhole. Because remember, you don't want to charge up something to the extent that you're creating excess potential in that direction, or charge up excess potential in the other direction. You want to charge up the wormhole. You want to charge up the speed. You want to be prepared for fucking speed. You want to have already everything in your physical realm domain prepared, because that wormhole, whoosh, magically you can legit a week from now,
a day from now, 24 hours from now, okay? An hour from now.
if you're prepared, the universe senses that energy. The wormhole is like, oh, hello, we have a live one here today. And then it just, it sucks you into that vortex, but you have to be prepared, or else you're going to rebel against the wormhole, because the wormhole energy, it moves swift, it's instantaneous. I'm telling you, someone could offer you a plane ticket tomorrow to go to fucking California, and boom, you're there. So technically we want to say, yeah, you might take XYZ amount of hours to fly to California, but the wormhole is the way that the circumstances are going to arrange themselves. It's like, boom, everything that is in congruence with the desired place in time, the desired state in time, is going to line up instantaneously. Everything. So you might have $3,000 magically appear. You might have a plane ticket magically appear. You might have someone that you know in California that has a house for sale, and they call you. They're like, listen, I don't do this for a lot of people, but I'm gonna offer you this house for X amount of dollars, the precise amount that you maybe magically won in the lottery, right? It's like everything in alignment. That's the wormhole that I'm talking about. Those are just some examples. So everything is going to align immediately, and that's for you to jump on it, because it's gonna suck you in so fast that you have to already be prepared mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, because the wormhole aligns things in immediate fashion. There's not going to be a time lapse. There's not going to be a time delay. Even as I said, the flight from New York to California, I don't know, was it 5-6 hours? Okay, sure, we could think of it in that way, but everything else, even that airline ticket being presented to you, the house being presented to you, the extra money being presented to you, right? All of that is gonna whoosh, it's gonna come in right away, immediately, maybe within the same day, maybe within the same hour.
Trust me, I can vouch for this.
Utilizing wormholes, that shit ain't no joke, okay? But you have to be prepared. For me personally, I like speed. I like things that move fast. So I'm all good with it all the time. I'm like, that's right, woo, bring me into that vortex, you know? So that's what I'm talking about here with the instantaneous. So you want to just view your surroundings. You're already there. Everything is going to align. It's like, boom, confetti drops from the sky, and you're like, oh shit, I didn't even know we was having a party. That's what I got for you today. I'm Oculus, the alien next door. We will chit chat again soon.